Is a four-time James Beard Award-winning chef who hosts MSNBC's new series, What's Eating America, airing at 9 on Sunday. Andrew Zimmern. Andrew. Thank you so much. How you feeling? You in good health?
Fantastic.
All right, don't be shouting, because spit could come out of your mouth. But when I heard about a virus that started from someone eating a weird animal, I thought there's only one person to get here. Get me the head of Andrew Zimmern.
Yeah.
And any regrets about your life's work?
No.
I'm kidding.
As someone said to me earlier today, and because it brings up a couple of really important issues. I think the first one is I'm a cultural explorer.
Yes, you are.
Not a culinary enabler.
Yep.
I learned that in rehab. And I think we practice culinary ethnocentrism and culinary racism and have in this country for centuries. You know, Chinese restaurant syndrome in the 70s, the MSG complaints, and despite the fact there's more MSG in a can of, Campbell's soup than there is in any Chinese dish in a restaurant in America, a lot of people seem to want to point fingers and make blame in places that it isn't. I think your first guest, the risk-reward guy, was talking about that a little bit, and I think it's just extremely unfair. Playing the blame game does no one any good. I think that playing the dignity and respect card, the most powerful drug that we have, is where we need to exist.
I take.
But yeah, I've eaten a lot of weird stuff in my life.
Yes, you have.
Yeah.
And
I may have the antibody to the virus inside of me.
You might be patient zero. I don't know. But I take your point that it's the Chinese certainly have no monopoly on putting weird stuff in their mouth. There's something about the human being that will just put anything in their mouth.
Yes.
I don't understand this, but our digestive systems, I think, spoil us. Well, they're almost too good. You can almost eat anything.
Culturally, we've actually advanced more than we have physiologically. Right? So what you have to remember is a couple of things. We've only eaten for pleasure for a very short amount of the human existence, right? And in that pleasure seeking, I mean, look at how unfair and grossly incorrect it is, with 25% of American children going hungry at night, 23% actually, depending on who you look at, and 24% of Americans going hungry. We sit there and applaud at the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. I mean, I like hot dogs as much as the next guy, but watching someone shove 60 of them in his mouth in 2 minutes while there are children going hungry in America at night, something is wrong with that. We have a perverse love affair with gimmick eating and gimmick foods, and this pizza fried inside a burger, wrapped inside a burrito, dusted with Cheetos. We're killing ourselves with our food. I think there are bigger issues at play here, but you're definitely onto something, because psychologically we seem to have this desire to put anything into our mouth that's new. And over the last 25 years, as food has become this incredible new sort of rock in American culture, I think it's gotten worse.
You like hot dogs?
I love hot dogs.
Okay. Well, I'm not the next guy. If it's as much as the next guy. But I take your point. And the other reason I wanted to have you on is because hearing you talk, you sound like a lot like things I've said over the last 20 years. And I feel like I've been very lonely. Food has been a little leitmotif ever since I've been on TV, even really before that, since the 90s. I've talked about the fact that, for example, I've complained many times that until very recently, I had never been to a doctor, no matter for what, who ever said to me when seeking whatever the cure was, "What do you eat?" It's the main thing that affects our health, and they don't ask us, what do you eat?
I could go through a list of Bill Maher-isms when it comes to food that I sit there at home and cheer on.
Thank you.
We both feel the same way about sugar. We both feel the same way about the diets that we're putting into our systems. And I think it's extremely apropos right now in what with the pandemic that we are enduring right now. The fact of the matter is that we're killing ourselves with our diet. Right? We're spending $1.5 trillion a year on the 4 big food-related diseases, right? So we know that in general, the American diet is not good for us. The American breakfast, that thing at Denny's with the 2 eggs, 4 French toast, 3 pancakes, gallon of syrup, scoop of ice cream, all that kind of stuff, it's just not good for us, right? We need to be eating less meat, more vegetables, eating in a more nutritious way. But eating well in America has become a class issue, and we're being taken advantage of. There is such a thing as what I call culinary lawn darts, and it's called corn syrup. It's called processed sugar, where people are making money off of it. They're pushing it on to Americans, and we have addicted people to fat and sugar and salt and other things in a way that is criminal.
No, what, I mean, when they say... When they say that this disease is especially dangerous to people who are elderly or with underlying conditions.
Well, the comorbidity issue, diabetes, pulmonary, cardiopulmonary, these are all the diseases that come from poor diet.
And obesity.
That's correct.
Right. That's a lot of what the underlying conditions are. People are not in good health to begin with. And it's very hard to have a health system that functions even in good times if the people won't like put a little skin in the game.
That's exactly right. But people are making money off of it. Big pharma's making money off of it. The doctors, the hospitals, all of that. You know, it's that follow the money thing. You said something very interesting about no one ever asking you about what you've been eating. That's in Western medicine. In Eastern medicine, when I'm in the Far East, I always go to see a doctor, and it is the first thing they ask. In fact, they interrogate you about it, and in fact, what they give you, they don't send you to a drugstore with a prescription. If they feel that there's something out of whack with you, you get natural homeopathic medicines, things that we ingest that are actually good for us, that our body responds to. We kind of have it a little bit backwards in this country.
They interrogate you?
Yes.
Like,
what did you have for breakfast? How often? When? I had a doctor in Hong Kong follow me out the office and across the street because he knew what I did for a living, and he caught me. He told me I shouldn't have this, I shouldn't have this, I shouldn't have this, and then he caught me eating it 15 seconds later across the street. It's a true story. I'm not a great patient.
Are you sure that was about food?
Yes.
Okay.